The rain-slicked cobblestone streets of Dublin sparkled under the gaslight, reflecting the melancholy in Taylor Swift's eyes. She sat tucked away in a cozy corner booth of a traditional Irish pub, the warmth of her teacup failing to dispel the chill that had settled over her. She had flown to Dublin for a quiet escape, seeking solace after a minor tiff with her boyfriend, Travis. Hours ticked by, filled with unanswered texts and the growing ache of missing him. Just as she was about to give in to despair, the pub door creaked open, admitting a tall figure with a familiar mop of curly hair. Travis, with a sheepish grin and a bouquet of wildflowers clutched in his hand, made his way towards her. "I couldn't let you be sad on your own," he murmured, kneeling beside her. He held out the wildflowers, their sweet scent mingling with the smoky aroma of the pub. Taylor's heart swelled with a mixture of surprise and joy. Tears welled up in her eyes, but this time they were tears of happiness. "Travis." She reached out, her fingers tracing the strong lines of his face. He leaned into her touch, his eyes filled with love and remorse. "I missed you so much," she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. "I missed you too, my love," he replied, his voice a husky whisper against her skin. He gently wiped away a stray tear, his calloused fingers soft against her cheek. He then took her hand and led her out of the pub, promising a surprise. Under the cloak of the Irish night, they found themselves on Hawpenny Bridge, the iconic landmark bathed in a soft, golden light. A table set for two waited for them, laden with local delicacies and a bottle of champagne. "I know things got a little heated back home," Travis began, his voice a gentle rumble in the night. "But I wanted to show you how much I love you, how much I cherish us." Taylor's heart melted at his words, her earlier doubts and anxieties fading away. She reached across the table and took his hand, her eyes sparkling with renewed love. "This is perfect," she breathed, the city lights reflecting in her eyes. As they dined, the soft strains of a fiddle filled the air, a street musician serenading them with a traditional Irish melody. Travis led Taylor in a slow dance, their bodies swaying in rhythm with the music, their laughter echoing against the ancient stone of the bridge. That night, under the Dublin sky, their love was rekindled, stronger and deeper than before. The surprise date, a testament to Travis's devotion, had melted away Taylor's sadness, replacing it with an overwhelming sense of joy and love. The memory of that night, the rain-washed streets, the wildflowers, and the twinkling lights of Hawpenny Bridge, would forever be etched in their hearts, a reminder of their love that transcended miles and misunderstandings. The air in Dublin was crisp and cool, the faint smell of rain clinging to the cobblestone streets. Inside a cozy pub, a lone figure sat hunched over a steaming cup of tea, her blue eyes welling with tears. It was Taylor Swift, the pop icon, hiding away from the world on a trip meant to be a romantic getaway with her boyfriend, Travis, the football star. Their plans had been derailed by his unexpected training camp call, leaving Taylor heartbroken and alone in a foreign city. She had tried to put on a brave face, exploring the city and indulging in local delicacies, but the emptiness within her grew with each passing day. Unbeknownst to Taylor, Travis had been hatching a secret plan. He had pulled some strings, rearranged his schedule, and hopped on a red-eye flight to Dublin. As Taylor sat lost in her thoughts, the pub door creaked open, revealing a figure bundled in a scarf and cap. "Fancy seeing you here," a familiar voice rumbled, the disguise failing to mask Travis's unmistakable charm. Taylor's head snapped up, her eyes widening in disbelief. A gasp escaped her lips as she recognized the man standing before her, a bouquet of wildflowers clutched in his hand. "Travis? How? What are you doing here?" she stammered, a mix of surprise and joy flooding her senses. With a sheepish grin, Travis explained his change of plans, confessing how much he had missed her and couldn't bear the thought of her being alone in Dublin. His words were a balm to Taylor's wounded heart, and the tears that had been threatening to spill earlier now flowed freely, but this time they were tears of pure happiness. Travis pulled out a chair and joined Taylor, taking her hand in his. He presented her with the wildflowers, their sweet fragrance filling the air. The couple spent the evening reminiscing, laughing, and sharing stories, the warmth of their love thawing the chill of the Irish night. Travis had arranged for a private dinner at a charming restaurant overlooking the River Liffey. The table was adorned with flickering candles, casting a soft glow on their faces. A guitarist played a melody that seemed to be written just for them, the music weaving its way into their hearts. The surprise didn't end there. After dinner, Travis led Taylor to a horse-drawn carriage that awaited them outside. They embarked on a romantic ride through the city, the rhythmic clip-clop of hooves echoing through the quiet streets. As they passed by iconic landmarks like Trinity College and St. Patrick's Cathedral, Taylor felt a sense of wonder and gratitude. The carriage ride culminated at a secluded spot overlooking Dublin Bay. Under a sky filled with twinkling stars, Travis took Taylor's hand and poured his heart out. He told her how much she meant to him, how her love had brought light into his life. His words, filled with sincerity and devotion, touched the deepest corners of Taylor's soul. The couple sealed their reunion with a passionate kiss, the cityscape of Dublin serving as a breathtaking backdrop. As they stood wrapped in each other's arms, Taylor knew that this unexpected turn of events had turned her Dublin trip into an unforgettable chapter in their love story. The tears she had shed earlier had been transformed into sparkling jewels of joy, a testament to the power of love, surprise, and a little bit of Irish magic. The Emerald Isle, with its rolling green hills and charming cobblestone streets, provided the perfect backdrop for a love story unfolding between two stars from different worlds. Taylor Swift, the pop icon known for her heartfelt lyrics and enchanting melodies, found herself unexpectedly swept off her feet by Travis Kelce, the charismatic tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. Their whirlwind romance had captured the hearts of fans worldwide, but the demands of their careers often kept them apart. As Taylor embarked on her sold-out European tour, the distance between her and Travis grew, leaving an ache in her heart. One dreary evening in Dublin, after a particularly emotional performance, Taylor retreated to her hotel room, the weight of loneliness settling upon her. Tears welled up in her eyes as she thought of Travis, wishing he could be there to hold her and wipe away her sorrows. Unbeknownst to Taylor, Travis had been hatching a secret plan. He had cleared his schedule, hopped on a plane, and made his way to Dublin, determined to surprise the love of his life. With the help of Taylor's team, he arranged a romantic rendezvous at a charming pub tucked away on a quiet street. As Taylor sat in her room, lost in thought, a knock at the door startled her. Cautiously, she opened it, revealing a bouquet of her favorite flowers, white roses, held by a familiar figure. Her eyes widened in disbelief, a gasp escaping her lips. There stood Travis, his handsome face beaming with love and excitement. "Travis," she exclaimed, her voice trembling with emotion. "What are you doing here?" He stepped forward, his strong arms enveloping her in a warm embrace. "I couldn't bear to be away from you any longer, my love," he whispered, his lips finding hers in a passionate kiss. Tears streamed down Taylor's face, but this time they were tears of joy. Overwhelmed by his surprise visit, she clung to him tightly, savoring the feeling of his arms around her. Hand in hand, they ventured out into the Dublin night, the city's twinkling lights casting a magical glow on their romantic escapade. Travis led Taylor to the cozy pub, where a private table awaited them, adorned with flickering candles and a bottle of champagne. Throughout the evening, they laughed, reminisced, and shared their dreams for the future. Travis's presence was a balm to Taylor's weary soul, reminding her of the incredible love they shared. As the night wore on, they danced to the sound of traditional Irish music, their bodies swaying in perfect harmony. In that moment, surrounded by the warmth and charm of Dublin, Taylor knew she was exactly where she was meant to be, in the arms of the man who had captured her heart and filled her life with love.